What's good, peeps? It's your boy Eduard Todor. So a couple of days ago I asked you guys at the end of the video what you guys think of instant Stooges. Now let's just get kind of something straight, because not everyone watching this video will know what an instant Stooge is. A Stooge is someone that's in on the trick, okay? For example, if I paid an actor to pretend like, you know, that's their card, that's a Stooge, right? So if I just go, oh, yeah, pick a card, and then only they see it, everyone else, you know, thinks that they saw it. They put it back, and I just take a random card and show it to them, and like, is this your card? And they're like, yes, that's a Stooge, okay? Now, that's a very extreme example of a Stooge, and you know, there's kind of varying levels. So an instant Stooge is someone that you did not have a, like you didn't know them previous to their performance, and you've kind of made them kind of cooperate with you on some way or in some level during the trick or during the performance. That's what an instant Stooge is. And I've been reading a lot of your comments about this, and I've been reading a lot of your ideas, and it's kind of interesting. They seem to range from no, you know, like why do we need Stooges at all? Just use skill. If you're that good, just use skill. And other people say, you know, well, on some levels you can use it, on some levels it's okay. So let me kind of give you my thoughts on it. At the Wellington Convention, I got to basically hear the lecture of Colin Cloud. He's been on America's Got Talent. It's really, really high level mentalist. One of the, I mean, insane. I even ended up getting his book. Epiphanies. Very, very like limited print. I don't think he sells these like online or anything. I think you can only get them if you go to his lecture, and even then, I think they're probably pretty limited. So it's just I've got a kind of a cool insight into the way he thinks, and a lot of the stuff he does, I wouldn't say is instant Stooge, but there's a lot of dual reality. There's a lot of you know, what the person on stage experiences is different than what the people that are watching experience, and sometimes it is still magical for the person. Sometimes it's a little bit less so. But he uses a lot of these concepts. So ever since I watched his lecture and kind of read his book, I've kind of been thinking about instant Stooging a lot more, and like dual reality and kind of manipulating the audience perception. You know, basically manipulating what one person sees versus what someone else sees. And it's kind of an interesting thing. With most sleight of hand magic, a lot of, you know, every camera magic thing, right? If I do this, for example, and you guys see this, 1, 2, 3, there is, everyone that watched that saw the same perspective, right? They saw a card change color, they changed from a king to a 5 or something like that. Everyone saw the same thing. And with live performing, though, there, you know, you can manipulate what people perceive. So that kind of brings in a whole new skill set that you could use to create miracles and to create kind of really, really cool performances. And so someone was saying, well, why do we need instant Stooging? Why do we need Stooges at all? Well, it's not really about why you need them. It's just another tool that you could use to basically perform certain things. So, for example, you know, the famous trick, paper overhead. I think it's Slidini, right? Where he's doing magic to one person and throwing, you know, vanishing the objects and throwing them over their head without them noticing, but everyone else knows what's going on. That's a kind of a way of instant Stooging. You're instant Stooging the whole entire audience except for one person. In my opinion, that's one of the most fun ways to get the audience on your side. If you have a heckler or someone like that, it's a really, really cool way to kind of establish a level with the audience, and kind of, you know, and even if they're not heckling, you know, sometimes it's just fun. So that's one way I guess you could say it's an instant Stooge, because, you know, one person's experiencing the magic and everyone else understands how it's going on. But there are levels to this, right? So and the way you set up that instant Stooge, right? How do you, during the performance, how are you able to cooperate or create a connection with one person and like literally communicate without anyone else understanding what it is you're doing? So that in itself is quite a skillful thing, and I don't think it's cheating or it's, you know, anything like that. And that's why I think it's okay. I think instant Stooging is okay for that reason, within reason, right? Because I mean, there's ways to do it where you're just going overboard. Where you like, if you have a card that says pretend this is your card, and then you're like, is this your card? And then they read what it says. I think that's pretty cheap, a pretty bullshit way to do it. You know what I mean? If you went on Fool Us, that they wouldn't be happy with you if you if you did it that way. So I think within a parameter, right, within kind of a level of stooging, I think it's quite okay, and I think it can show some high level of skill. I mean, the way Colin Cloud does that, he's using offbeats and timing, and as the guy comes off stage, he quickly says something, and no one else can hear it because they're clapping, and he brings them up, and then he talks, and then he says stuff, and then he has the script choreographed specifically so that what the person on stage understands with their information on stage is completely different than what those words mean to the public, right? So it's all planned out. It's all very, very good. I mean, he technically doesn't use like instant Stooges. It's more dual reality for him, but it's kind of the same concept. So yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a valuable skill. I think it's definitely something that you could implement, and I definitely want to be playing with it a lot more. As I get more into live performing and performing to crowds and stuff like that. In 2 weeks, I'll be going to a festival where I'll be doing about 4 or 5 hours, 3-4 hours of performing, just close up, just walk around, and it's going to give me a lot of practice because it's going to be over like one weekend, right? So I'm gonna try a couple of new ideas, new concepts. We'll see how they go. Maybe hopefully I'll get them on film. Hopefully I'll get good footage from that. There's gonna be some pretty sick. It's Splore. The festival will be Splore. Dizzy Rascal will be coming. There's quite a few big names, local artists and big names. So it'll be interesting to see what goes down. You never know with these type of events because you never know what's gonna happen. So yeah, it should be interesting. I'm putting together a few new ideas and a few new concepts. I'll still be doing my usual sleight of hand card stuff, obviously. But I want to integrate a bit more mentalism, a bit more, maybe double exposure by Aussie Wind. If you guys know what that is, you guys should get excited for that. That's a killer trick. So hopefully I'll be doing that. Maybe if I balls up and if I get cocky enough, I might do Koistier's Kimlat's Triumph. I'm okay at it. I think I can perform it, but it's not at his level for sure. But it might get some good reactions. It might have an impact. So we'll see how it goes. But I think that's my opinion. I think that's a pretty okay thing to discuss because it is a point. It is a good point. Some people are against it. Some people are for it. Instant Stooges is something that is kind of on the borderline, right? It's okay to a degree. Depends how you use it. Depends, And I think Colin Cloud's gotten a little bit of shit from non-magicians for using kind of dual reality type stuff. And I mean, some dude on YouTube revealed it, and then they're like, "Oh, this is such a stupid method," right? But in reality, that takes a lot of skill. That's what people don't understand. It takes a lot of skill, and it's not something that you can just do, right? You have to plan it. It comes with a script. You have to everything has to be calculated. You cannot go wrong at any point because if one spectator starts to say something and they're not cooperating, you're screwed. So you have to figure out. How you can have audience, not manipulation, but audience management and all that kind of stuff. It's all really high level stuff. So anyway, that's been my thoughts on instant stooging. If you guys have any further thoughts, please leave a comment below. I'm gonna go training. I'm gonna do a double training today, so I'm probably gonna get killed because my cardio is nowhere close to where I need it to be. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, do leave a like. It helps me out a lot. Follow me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the links are down below. And as always, mad respect, much love, stay lit, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!